In the headlines, soldiers prevent terrorist attack as bandits abduct scores in Abuja and Katsina. Adebayo Lawal sworn in as new deputy governor of Oyo State. Flood displaces hundreds in Adamawa and Yobe State. Away from Nigeria, gunman kills 3 at Greenwood Park Mall in US state of Indiana. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. Now, beginning with politics, the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, on Monday officially unveiled Bishop Isaac Idahosa as the running mate to its presidential candidate, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. The event took place at the International Conference Center in Abuja. The presidential candidate of the party, Rabiu Kwankwaso, had prior to the unveiling stated that the choice of Idahosa as his running mate is based on the cleric's outstanding record and impeccable character.
Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of this gathering is to officially present to the good people of Nigeria the patriot that we have carefully chosen to join me on the presidential ticket of the NNPP as my running mate. Fellow compatriots, I present to you the next Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bishop Isaac Idahosa, PhD.
On behalf of myself and my entire family, I humbly accept the nomination as the Vice Presidential candidate of His Excellency Engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso under the umbrella of our great party, the NNPP. At this critical junction of our nation's history, our country deserves a fresh start, and Nigerians deserve a fresh new idea, a fresh deal that will steer away the country from division and hate.
In a related development, Chief Adebayo Lawal was on Monday evening sworn in as the new deputy governor of Oyo State following the impeachment of the former Alhaji Rauf Olaniyan by the State House of Assembly. The swearing-in ceremony held at the executive chambers of the governor's office secretariat in Ibadan was subsequent to his confirmation by the Assembly after his nomination by Governor Seyi Makinde as replacement for Olaniyan. The State Chief Judge, Justice Munta Abimbola, administered the oaths of allegiance and office.
I, Adebayo Adeleke Lawal,
do solemnly swear
that
I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as Deputy Governor of Oyo State, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic.
And on security matters, a 7-year-old boy, simply identified as Ayuba, was killed when bandits struck at Paikom Basa community in Gurudi ward of Abaji Area Council of Abuja. A resident, James Guatana, said bandits who came with sophisticated weapons invaded the community on Friday night. He said apart from the child who was killed, a man and his wife were also hit by stray bullets. Guatana said that the bandits abducted 4 residents and raided some shops where they carted away foodstuffs. The district head of Gulida, Abubakar Sadona, confirmed the incident via telephone. He said that the couple who were shot had been taken to a private hospital for treatment in Gwagwalada. Soldiers have foiled a planned attack on a military base in Sarikim Power, the headquarters of Munya local government area of Niger State, by terrorists suspected to be members of Boko Haram. Daily Trust gathered that the terrorists had already taken position close to a military base around 2:23 a.m. when soldiers in Sarikim Power responded and engaged them in a gun duel. A military source who described the success as one of its kind, as no life was lost from the side of the soldiers, said that the swift response by the reinforcement team from Mina also saved the situation. Reacting to the development, the Niger State Governor Adlahaji Abubakar Sani Bello said the planned attack would have been devastating if not for the swift response by the soldiers in Sarikim Power and the reinforcement team from Mina. The governor, in a statement by his chief press secretary, Mary Noel Baje, commended the military and other security agencies for their swift response to the planned attack. The Kaduna State Police Command says that they have arrested an escapee of the recent Kuje prison attack. A statement by the Public Relations Officer, Muhammad Jalige, said the suspect, 60-year-old Ali Shuaibu from Kano State, was apprehended in Kaduna while on transit to Kano. The suspects, on preliminary investigation, revealed that he is part of the inmates who escaped during the recent attack on the Kuje Medium Security Correctional Center. The Commissioner of Police Kaduna Command, Yekini Ayoku, ordered that necessary protocols be carried out before handing the suspect over to the Nigerian Correctional Service for proper placement. Two secondary school students, Naima Usaini and her classmate Rachel Samuel of Government Secondary School Bokuru in Ongwandoki of Jos South local government area of Plateau State, are warming the hearts of many across the nation after they returned the sum of 250,000 they found in the school premises. The students found the money during break time and decided to take it to their school teacher, saying it was morally wrong for anyone to hide money or anything that was not theirs. Ado Musa completes the story.
This is Government Secondary School Bukuru, located in Angwan Kanan of Jos South local government area of the state, where the student found the money. One of the students, Naima Usaini, who reside around First Bank, Bukuru, said when they found the money, it didn't come to her mind to spend it, since it wasn't theirs.
I saw our friends standing. Now decided to go and talk to them. As we were gisting, the now left. We now started, right? My friend was looking at herself in the mirror, and we now saw something with leather. And she now asked me that what's inside. And I said, I don't know. That I should check. And I say, you check. We were even saying that. She said, I should check. I say, you check. And I checked. We now saw his money. Then we now decided to return it to one of our.
On her part, Writer Samuel attributed the ease of arriving at the decision to return the money to parental upbringing, adding that her parents have always questioned her against such acts.
We saw our friends and we decided to go and meet them. We went out of the class. When we went out of the class, we were now gisting with our friends. After we finished gisting, we were standing beside the red car. So I saw something in a leather. I decided to tell my friend, let's check what is inside the leather. So when we checked inside, we saw money inside.
Ezekiel Yarima, the teacher whom the student returned the money to, expresses happiness over the development, saying he was surprised to see the student returning such a huge amount of money and asked him to look for the owner.
Two of my students, Naima and Righteous, found some money and brought it to me. And the amount is 250,000. I was very much surprised at the kind of heart those children have, that they found a huge amount of money and brought it to me. And so what I did was to look for the owner of the money. I first of all asked them where they found the money, and they told me that it was beside the red car. So I quickly went to look for the man with the red car, and he happens to be a supervisor of NAPTEP examination.
The teacher who said he is proud of the students who have shown that they are God-fearing, also appreciated their strength and character and urged others to emulate. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has opened its case against the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, Abba Kyari. Kyari is standing trial on an 8-count charge bordering on conspiracy, obstruction and dealing in cocaine and other related offences before the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja. Maradia Umar has more.
At the resumed trial on Monday, the NDLEA brought a commander of narcotics attached to its forensic unit, Patricia Afolabi, to testify as its first witness. The witness told the court that part of her job specification involves receiving and conducting forensic analysis on drug exhibits. Michael Mbanefo is a counsel to the second and third defendants.
The fact is that evidence is evidence, irrespective of how it's presented. Every evidence is outstanding in the first instance. That's why it's referred to as evidence. The fact is that she's made presentations in regards to what she knows about what she tested, and we are to put her under the fire of cross-examination to test the veracity of her claims in order to support for her claims with an attempt to supporting what the prosecution counsel is alleging or presenting before the court.
Meanwhile, Justice Emeka Nwite has fixed Wednesday, 20th July, to hear the fresh application for bail by the defendants alongside DCP Kyari. They include ACP Sunday Ubia, Inspector Simon Agirigba, Inspector John Nuhu, and ASP Bawa James. Martia Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up shortly. Coping with tomato price in Kaduna. Details and more after the break. Join us again.
That's great. It's good to see you.
Thanks for staying. Here's a reminder of our top stories. Soldiers prevent terrorist attack as bandits abduct scores in Abuja and Katsina. Adebayo Lawal sworn in as new Deputy Governor of Oyo State. In other news, no fewer than 500 residents of Loko, one of the top agrarian areas of Song local government area of Adamawa State, have been rendered homeless. This was as a result of heavy rainfall on Sunday, which lasted for about 10 hours. Salis Lawan reports that the heavy downpour washed away farm inputs worth millions of naira. The report.
It was a tale of one loss after another, as residents of the area helplessly watched the heavy rains washed away their sources of livelihood.
It's actually the will of God. But the flood has seriously affected us. Most of our belongings have been washed away. Indeed, we the people of Loko have suffered losses.
Of course, no life was lost, but we lost farm input worth millions of naira as the result of the heavy rains.
Seriously, the heavy downpour have wreaked havoc on us, especially with the farmers, as we lost many of our valuable things, especially foodstuff, alongside document. We actually need government support. Apart from rendering hundreds of residents homeless, the flood also wreaked havoc in Kaswambohu, area of the agrarian community of Loko. Chairman of the market, Ibrahim Aliyu, said they lost over 800 bags of grains to the flood.
We are calling on the government to help us provide drainages to the waterways in Loko, because sincerely, lack of the drainages has been a major cause of the flooding. We are appealing and calling on government to please come to our aid.
Some local government chairman, Gidado Abdul Salam, visited the areas affected and commiserated with the victims. He promised timely intervention to the victims to caution the hardship occasioned by the flooding.
I sympathize with them. However, as the local authorities, we will assist them with the necessary palliative to cushion their hardship.
Last year, Loko settlement area was among the most hit areas by flooding, according to the National Emergency Management Agency. From Yola, Salis Lawan, Trust TV News.
Residents of Kaduna Metropolis are lamenting the increasing price of tomato in the market, while the tomato sellers attributed the increment in the price to unavailability of the produce and cost of transportation. Farmers say that excessive rain is affecting the yield of tomato. The report.
Tomato is an essential cooking ingredient in many homes, though it is grown mainly in the north in large quantities. Recently, buyers have been experiencing persistent increase in the price of a basket of tomato.
It still affects my business.
Explain.
It affects my business was the amount that we are buying it. We use amount to go and buy the tomato. It will not be enough to use it and serve the people and get profit. We use the profit and buy tomato.
To be honest, the price is high. Although during Eid al-Kabir, the price was higher, but now it has dropped.
The price is up, unlike the way we used to buy before.
For sellers of tomato, the unavailability and the cost of transporting the product is responsible for the price increase. Cost of transporting tomato is high. Price of basket of tomato starts from 15,000 to 18,000 and 20,000. Abubakar Yunusa is one of the farmers along Bashama Road close to River Kaduna. He says the present weather does not augur well for tomato cultivation because of excessive rain. During dry season, we harvest large quantities of tomato because the cold weather is good for the tomato. Now, we are in rainy season and the excessive rain doesn't augur well for the plant, so we can't harvest large quantities. Another factor farmers believe is contributing to the scarcity of the product is the presence of termites that are believed to affect the tomato plant. Termites affect the plant this season. According to the farmers, farm input and modern farming technology will help to improve the production of tomatoes, therefore calling on the government to come to their aid.
Still on the economy, the Central Bank of Nigeria's Monetary Policy Committee began its two-day bi-monthly meeting on Monday. This came as analysts at Quadros Securities predicted that the MPC will retain the leading rate in the market after its July meeting. The analysts disclosed this in the daily research that the NPC will keep rates unchanged despite external pressure. The CBN 286th MPC meeting will end on Tuesday in Lagos. Analysts at the Quadros said that since the last MPC meeting in May, global central banks have intensified their interest rate hiking circles to contain the high inflationary pressures. Now, Alade Abiodun is the Daily Trust Bureau Chief in Lagos, and he joins us for an update on the meeting. Hello, Alade.
Yeah, hello, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us on the news update. Now, inflation is on the increase. So, against this backdrop, can you give us highlights of the meeting and what decisions are likely to be coming out of the meeting?
Well, the governor of the central bank, who also happened to be the chairman of the MPC, is seated now. It's about briefing us to actually give us the update from their meeting. For now, we don't know what the update will be like, but for sure, we are hoping that they are going to retain the current interest rate, not minding the external pressure. But another thing that was instructive when they started this retreat, well, this their retreat that actually led to the end of this meeting, was that the CBN governor said they will be looking at how to improve the digital economy, how to actually make sure that the digital, that fintech and co contribute more to the economy. So we might also be getting something in that respect for now.
All right. So, but what are the expectations of stakeholders in the financial sector from this MPC meeting? Is it, to retain the MPC rate as well?
Well, I think stakeholders are hoping that the rate will be retained. Because we're actually in a period of inflation, and nobody wants this country to actually go deeper. So for me, I think stakeholders are looking at the CBN if it will be able to retain this so that we can keep the economy, we can manage the economy for now.
All right. Okay, then. Thank you so much. We'll keep in touch just to get more of the updates, perhaps after the briefing in our subsequent bulletin.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining. Now, we'll be taking, that was Alade Abiodun, Daily Trust Bureau Chief in Lagos. Moving on, Aero Contractors on Monday announced the temporary suspension of its scheduled passenger services operations. The suspension is due to the impact of the challenging operating environment on the airline's daily operations and will take effect on Wednesday, according to a statement by the management. The airline regrets any inconvenience the move might cause. Airlines in the country have battled challenges in the recent times as a result of the upsurge in the price of aviation fuel and other issues. Away from Nigeria, at least a dozen Afghans, including children, gathered on Monday outside U.S. Embassy, Madagascar, saying that they had applied for the U.S. Refugee Admissions Program in 2019, but were yet to receive any updates. They said 2 months ago they had interviews with a U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services agent. They said that they had worked in support of either NATO forces, U.S. foreign companies, or non-profit organizations in Afghanistan, and as a result faced Taliban retribution if they returned to their home country. In sports news, Nigeria women's senior football team, the Super Falcons, were defeated by host Morocco in a semi-final clash at the ongoing Women's Africa Cup of Nations. The Falcons were reduced to 9 ladies in the second half following 2 red cards for Halimatu Ainde 48 minutes into the game and Rashidat Ajibade after 71 minutes before going on to lose on penalties. An own goal by Yasmin Rabet had broken the deadlock to put Nigeria 1-0 ahead of the Atlas Lionesses in Rabat, but the hosts equalized through Sana Mosdi 4 minutes later. Both teams embattled until the end of 90 minutes and played another 30 minutes of extra time with no more goals before settling for penalty shootouts. Nigeria lost the shootouts 4-5. Morocco will now face Bayana of South Africa in the final of the competition, while Nigeria battles Zambia in the third-place match. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. Watch more via all our social media platforms, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba Ila. Thank you for watching.